morning everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back in my craft room. I thought today that we would work on kind of a April showers, brings May flowers kind of card. And I pulled out some different items here, and I'm really not sure which way I'm going to go with this, but I thought I would bring you on for the ride. So hop aboard and let's see if we can get started. First thing I want to do is let you know what I'm using. This Under My Umbrella stamp set from Stampin Up. It is a bundle, and a bundle means it either comes with a punch or dies. This one comes with the punch. Now you can buy the pieces separate, but anytime you buy a bundle with Stampin Up, you get 10% off. So if they have a bundle like this, or a stamp set with a die, sometimes even a stamp set, a die, and a pack of paper, and it's all considered a bundle, and you really get a discount for buying it like that. But if you don't want the punch, or you don't want the stamps, or you don't want the dies, you can go in and buy each piece individual. So just thought I would throw that out there. But this particular one, we are going to use the punch. This is so cute. We have the stamps that stamps out these images that gives you all your lines, but then you can punch them with this, and it is so cute. So I thought we would do this and look at these beautiful flowers. And what I'm thinking of doing is maybe this umbrella kind of sitting sideways with flowers coming out of it. I just thought it was such a cute idea. And what I did is I have some designer paper, and this one right here is Stampin' Up, and it's called Flowering Foil Specialty Designer Series Paper. And I believe that this is in the celebration. Let me grab my catalogs and I can tell you real quick. That's if I can find them. I had them right here just a moment ago because I was looking through it. I'm pretty sure this is a freebie. You get this free pack of paper. This paper is gorgeous. If you order $50 worth of product, this is in the Celebration catalog, and I just want to show you some of these papers. They are gorgeous. And to get this 12 by 12 pack of paper for free, if you order $50. So, you know, it doesn't take long to spend $50 when you are buying craft supplies. But look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Look at that foil. And you get 3 sheets of each design. So those 3 are the floral. Then you get this little geometric print that is so stinking cute. And there's 3 of those. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Sort of a bronze or rose gold metallic. It is just beautiful. Then of course you get 3 of these, and this is the one that I pulled out. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I hope you're catching the light so you can see just how pretty that is. It is just, it's stunning, and I don't think the camera is doing it justice. Then you get 3 of these, and this one is just a silver on white. Very elegant, very pretty, and they look like little flowers. So cute. I could see cutting a strip off of here and cutting these flowers out and putting a gem in the middle and using that on a card. I'm always trying to think outside the box when it comes to crafting, because, you know, when you can think outside the box, that's what makes our crafting unique. But anyway, that paper is a free pack in the celebration, so I'm going to link my website down below this, and you can go in and take a look. Also, I had some people that was interested in a catalog. You can actually download the annual catalog and also the mini catalog and be able to look at them right from your phone, your tablet, or your computer. So if you would like that catalog, I will go ahead and link that below this video as well, and all you'll have to do is click on it. You can download it directly to your computer or your other device, and then you can just sit there at your leisure and look. And the good thing about that you don't have with the catalog, you can actually expand items and see them much bigger, which is great for us folks like myself that have older eyes, so that might be a help for some of you. But anyway, these 2 items I'm definitely planning on using. And I pulled out this Amy Tangerine, and this is called Sunshine and Good Times. And I got this, I think, at Tuesday morning. But I pulled it because it had some metallic. Look at that. Look at that. Is that not cute? I'm really kind of into these metallics lately, and I think they're so pretty. It's got just a little bit of a gold tone to it. I thought the umbrella would be so cute punched out of this piece of paper. So I'm going to take that one piece out, and I'm not sure if I'm going there because I really like this piece too, but we'll see. And then I brought in, this is my Tim Holtz, and this is just my silver and gold paper, and I thought just in case I needed something there, I could pull it. And I also have a piece of black 8.5 by 11, and this is a really heavy weight cardstock. So a lot of times when I'm making cards, I really like to use a heavy cardstock for my card base. So what I'm going to do before I do anything is I'm going to grab this paper trimmer, and I want to cut this in half at 5.5. So I'm putting the 11-inch side up to the top, and I'm going to bring it over to 5.5. And again, like I said, I love this trimmer and scoreboard for the reason that I don't have to pull my arm out to cut a 5.5 or a 6-inch piece of paper. I love that. It's such a time saver. So anyway, I'm going to push that blade up because we're going to use this to score this, because we're going to make this. This is our 8.5, so half of 8.5 is 4 1/4. So there's 4, and that's 1/4. The measurements are so easy to read on this scoreboard, on this trimmer and score. And now I'm just going to use the score blade, and then I'm going to give that a good little score, and look how good that scored it. And it, again, this trimmer slash scoreboard is $25, worth every single penny of it. I cannot say. It's got these little non-skid feet, so that when you put it down, it doesn't slide around. It's constructed very well. This does lock down in place. It actually opens up to a 17-inch span, 17 1/4. So you've got plenty of space for a large piece of paper. You have your 1.5 inch over to this side, so if you're cutting a short piece of paper and you need to hold on to it, you've got 1.5 inches over here that you can use to cut. And again, the best feature that I love is this little scoring tool that's built right in, and you can move either your blade up or down, or your score blade down while you're cutting, and your cut blade up while you're scoring. So you don't have to switch anything out. So this is like my go-to, most favorite trimmer ever. Not a bad price. I know that you might think, oh, I can get a trimmer for a lot less than that. You can, but does it score? You know, can you measure 17.5? Do you have to pull the arm out to cut a 5.5 or a 4? Like I said, I love that scoreboard. If you don't buy anything else from Stampin' Up, try that scoreboard. You will love it. But like I said, I would love for everybody to take advantage before the end of March on the celebration, because they are giving you a choice of a free gift of your choice out of the celebration catalog for every $50 you spend. They have some items in there that are worth $100, so if you spend $100, you can choose 2 50s or one $100 gift. So totally up to you. One thing I love about Stampin' Up is they always do wonderful things like that. Alright, I have to decide now, what do I want to make my umbrella out of? And I think I'm going to start out stamping my... Okay everybody, I'm back. I did stamp out my little umbrella, and I punched it. Actually, I punched 3 of them because I wasn't getting a good image. But I finally did get one, and it was a new stamp, so I think it just needed to be conditioned a little bit. But I have this, and I am trying to decide now. I'm thinking I want to go in, and I'm going to go in with my VersaFine ink, and I'm going to stamp the same little umbrella on this rainbow paper. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do that. I want to cut this out and maybe put this rainbow paper in the middle. So Let's see, maybe right here. That's pretty. But I think I'm going to do another one and have it coming down like this. Just want to get a good image on here because we're going to cut this out. That's pretty good. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my scissors over. And yes, I got this punch. I might try using the punch. We can try it. Let's cut this up like that. And let's try to see. See, what happens with a punch like this is you're going to waste some paper, which wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's see if we can get this in here. We might be able to do this one. You want to line it up as best you can. And then what I do is I usually get it and hold it, and then I punch. Now that came out pretty good. Let's try it on the other one and see if we can get as good of a punch. See, we're going to have to cut some of this off because it's not going to fit down in there. So let's just come across there like that. And now let's see if we can line this one up. This one's going to be a little trickier. This is a good time to use your little tweezers because you can get a hold of this piece and kind of manipulate it a little bit better. Maybe not. Alright, let's see. Let's try it with our fingers and see if we can get it. Maybe my fingers work better than the tweezers. What do you think? Once you get it just about like you want it, oops, it slipped. You want to make sure you push down on that punch to hold it. It's still not exactly where I want it. So let's go with that. The good thing about this, the punch will get you a pretty close image, a pretty close punch of where you want it. You can always go in, like this side has a little bit more on it than what I would like. You know, no big deal. Just trim it out a little bit. Okay, that looks really good. And we didn't have to trim too very much off of it. This one does look like it needs a little trim on this side as well. And there we go. Alright, so now if you wanted to use this instead of this, you could. So let's try that, and let's go ahead. I got my flowers in here. So we need to put a little piece of cardstock in, a little scrap, and let's see, I have a scrap right here. I'm going to cut this piece down. And I'm going to put this in where the even side is fitting down in this right hand corner. And then we got a nice little piece here to stamp our images on. And I'm going to do these with VersaFine. And the reason I'm going to do them, I have pulled out some Tombow markers right here. And I am going to ink these little flowers up because I want these flowers in my umbrella. So let's stamp these down and see if we get a really good image off of these. Oh, beautiful. All right. I'm going to lay that little scrap piece in there so that if they do bleed off of there before I can clean them, no biggie. Alright, so now we've got these here, so I'm going to come in with this pink, and this is 703. And this is a pretty pink. You can see right there, that's a really nice pink. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a few of these flowers. Y'all know me well enough to know that I need to put I like to put my bifocals on when I'm coloring. Now the reason I'm using the Tombow instead of the my Nubows, anytime I've got little small places like this to color, I find that the Nubows bleed out too fast. So these are the times that I'll come in and use my Tombows. If these were bigger flowers, I definitely would be all over them with my Nubo. So let's come in here. Like that. Maybe this little one right here. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I think that's the pink that I want to put down. Now let's come in and do some blue. I think I'm going to do a blue right here. Oh, and the blue is 515. And I think I'm going to do a little blue right here. And then I'm going to come back with a little purple. And I think I want some purple on this one. Maybe a little bit in the middle here and here. I want some yellow there. I think I'm going to put just a tad of purple right here. Just to make that, give it a little bit different look to it. Okay. So I'm going to come back with the yellow, and this yellow is 055. And I'm going to put some yellow right here. This is a very pretty bright yellow, and I love it. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of yellow here. And I'm going to do orange right here. And then we need to put some greenery on our leaves. So this is that's a nice pretty bright green. So I'm going to leave a couple of the leaves for a different shade. And let's come down here and color some of these leaves. And let's grab a lighter, more brighter green. And I think I'm going to go with this one because this looks like a nice spring green. It's a little shade different than that, but not a lot. And that's what I wanted. I wanted them to look similar, but kind of sort of the same. Sorry about that buzz. I got it sounds like a text message that came through. I had sent my husband a text message a while ago, and that was the only reason I looked. I thought maybe it was a reply, but he is at work. His business has not been shut down yet, so far they haven't had any reported cases at his job, so that's a good thing. But I'm sure if the first case arises, they will probably have the doors locked down. It's a stressful time for everybody, so I do pray for all of you. I pray for our country, and I pray for our world. We are in a world of hurt right now. Everyone needs to turn their eyes to Jesus. That's the only answer that we have for what we're going through. And that's my sermon for the day. It's just really hard times for everybody. Alright, I think that's all I'm going to do with these flowers. I think that's good. It gives us a nice little bit of flowers here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to willy-nilly cut these out so that I can cut around them. Yes, we're going to fussy cut, y'all. And I think what I might do is I'm going to go off camera and cut and actually trim these out. And then we'll meet right back up. So hang tight and I'll be back. Okay, I am back and I've got all of my little pieces here. And I grabbed my Jelly Roll pen. This is an 08 Jelly Roll pen. And I love this. I am going to add a little bit of just white dots over here and there on these flowers. It does something to brighten them up. It just kind of brings them to life. And, you know, try this sometimes on some of your little images or whatever, and you will be surprised how much it makes them just pop and come to life. You don't need a whole lot, just a little dot here and there. And these are all cut out and ready to go. So we are going to start to build our card and with these little flowers. But I think the little bit of white on them, just let me zoom y'all in so you can see. And see, just that little bit of white ever so often on those just can make the world of difference to how beautiful they look. So what we're going to do is, what I want to do is, let's try this. Let's bring the card because we're using this beautiful black. And I am thinking, I don't think I'm going to use that floral after all because I'm actually thinking I'm going to use a piece of this gold. And I just want a small piece of it. So let me take out a sheet. And what I'm thinking I want to do is just run the gold over to one side. I might even want to punch. Let me see if I can find a pretty punch that will give me a little floral edge on this. We'll cut a strip of this and maybe do a floral right there. So let me zoom you back out. And give me just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and what I'm going to do is I found this punch I bought not too long ago, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. And look at that little daisy type floral, and I think that's going to work beautiful on this card with our flowers. And I think this is going to allow the black to peek through. We're going to try it and see how it looks. If we don't like it, we'll save it and I'll use it on something else. But again, I'm just bringing y'all along for the ride, and we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak. So I am going to make this, let's see, this needs to be, I'm going to measure my flower. About 1 and, I think 1 1/4 will get us what we need. So I'm going to do 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 right there. And I wanted the strip to be a little bit longer than what I needed, and I'm going to show you why. I want to make sure that I can start and stop on the right place with my punch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to bring it up to right about the edge there, and I'm going to hold it. And I might have to stand up for this punch because some of these punches can be hard, very hard for us to do. So I'm going to try getting some leverage. Okay, and I got it. And we're going to move it down. And y'all know we have to line these up. So let's see if I don't seem like it punched really well. Okay. Oh, I see what it did. We're going to have to punch that again. Yeah, this did not punch well at all. It did not take that top piece out. And I think that was my fault. Let me try it on here again. We'll just try on this side. This piece is going to be a waste because it did not punch this out right here. And this punch is made to either punch here, or you can come down and punch harder and it will cut the whole thing out. And I think that was my fault because I did not come down all the way. See that second, you heard that second click? That's what I needed. There we go. Alright, that's what I want right there. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to regroup. I'm going to cut another piece off of here that's 1 1/4. No big deal. You know, it's a trial and error game a lot of times with our card making and our creativity. We don't always know what's going to work. So, you know, trial and error, it's our best teacher. So I am going to push all of this over to the side, get it out of my way. And y'all know me, I'll clean up afterwards. Alright, so now let's put this in, and I'm going to take it just to the edge right here. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to get some leverage and punch twice. There we go. Okay, that only took a second once I could get my head over it. The way my lights were shining on it, I was getting a glare, and I was not able to see exactly where I was punching. But once I got where I could put my head under the camera, because my camera sits directly over my board, and I have to do that so that y'all can see what I'm doing. But sometimes that doesn't work really good when you are trying to cut something out and you need to get your head where the camera's at. But anyway, this is our piece that I cut, and if you notice I left some on both ends, and that's the reason I wanted my piece to be a little bit longer, because I want that to run right there. And see how I can run this and I can cut it where I want to. If I wanted to, I can trim that out on both sides and put it in, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up right here, and I'm just going to cut around that like that, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to come around that flower just like that, and now we can put this down. We can actually trim this off Let's see which way I want it to go. I think I want it to go this way. Yeah, we're going to trim those ends off because we're not going to need them. But I'm going to glue it down first. I'm trying to figure out which way do I want this to go. I think like that. I think just like that I want that to run. I think that's going to be so pretty. It's going to give our card a little extra. But before we glue anything down, let's lay our pieces out and make sure that we've got everything just where we want it to be. Oh, you know, I do need the little, I think I'm going to do a gold punch of the, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to punch this whole thing out. That way I'll have these pieces if I ever need them in gold. And I don't have to worry about having anything that I don't need. There we go. We're going to have the handle of our little umbrella to be gold. And I think that's going to be so cute because it's going to kind of go into our little theme here with the gold on the black. And then we got our colors of the rainbow paper along with these beautiful flowers. Look at that. Maybe these little ones need to go over. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my handle down and the umbrella, and then we'll build the flowers. So we're going to actually have a little gap right there because the flowers are going to cover it. So I'm going to bring that up about like that. So now I know exactly how I want to do this. I am going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do just here and there. And come down here and get a little bit more right here. It's okay if it runs over, no big deal. I am going to use this little mat that I have. This is from Stampin' Up also. And this is their little silicone mat that is so nice because if you get glue on it, it just peels right up. So how neat is that? And I thought that would be the perfect place to try it out. I am going to grab a baby wipe and wipe that excess glue off of this right here, because the glue will make your metallic look a little weird. We don't want weird. So there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this card up, and I am going to use my bigger scissors, I think. Let's see. I think this pair right here will work. And I am just going to snip that off, straight off with the card, just like that. And the same thing up here. Just going to snip it off. Just like that. And now that's going to dry there, and that's going to look really pretty. So now let's take our umbrella piece, and I think I want to pop it up. I want to pop this up a little bit, so I'm going to grab some pop dots. And I am going to take some of these and just stick on the back. And I will link where I get my little pop dots from. I actually get these from May. And if you need some, and she's having a tremendous sale right now too. I think 20% off of everything. So if you wanted to hop over and pick up some of these little pop dots, they're 3-dimensional foams. They work wonderful, and you can actually pick those up from her if you want to. And if you would use my link, I am an affiliate of hers, so I get a little bit of a kickback on anything that you might buy if you click on my link to go to her site. So that helps me out a little bit. Even though I have a store, I am much smaller, so anytime I can use an affiliate link, I'm always glad to do that. So helps me out a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Now I am going to take this and put it right about here, just like that. Now I want to get my little umbrella handle. And remember what I said about I was going to bring it up a little bit higher because the flowers are going to fill in and I don't want it to look like it's real short. So I'm going to take a little bit of art glitter glue and just put a fine line right on this little umbrella handle. And then I'm going to stick it down right about here, just like that. And again, I'm going to wipe that off. I always wipe off my metallic so it doesn't have glue streaks on it. And you have to do it while the glue's wet. Okay, so now we can go ahead and place our little flowers. So I want one to go right there. And I think I want to pop these up too, so I'm going to turn them over and go ahead and get some little dots on them. I think I'm going to use these much smaller ones. Now these I did not get from May. These are something I think I might have picked up at, I don't know, Joann's, or it might have been Tuesday Mornings. I don't remember because I didn't keep the packaging. I have a bag that I keep all of my little dimensionals in. And a lot of times I throw the packaging away and I just put the dots themselves in there. But you know, any type of little pop dot will work. And I need one more on the tip, I think. If I can get one up there to fit without showing. And what I'm going to do is try to get it as close to this other one as I possibly can. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Yes, that's going to work. So we got those up on pop dots. So let's go ahead and work to get the rest of these on pop dots. And you don't have to fill up the entire back of the flower. You know, you can put a couple down like that, and that will work. And maybe even just one on that little one. And I am using my fingers rather than tweezers or some of these other little tools that we use, like a picky tool. I don't think one's going to fit there, so we're just going to go with that one. Okay, I'm going to bring this back over, and I'm going to decide where I want these to live. I think I want that one there. Definitely this one here. I want this one here. And this one here. And this one right there, and maybe this one here. Oh, that's a beautiful umbrella of flowers, isn't it? Okay, so let's go ahead and start sticking them down. I'm going to pull these back, and I'm going to do this big one in the middle first. So I will use my picky tool to get these backers off because they can be a little difficult sometimes. Now don't y'all forget, if y'all want that catalog so that you can download it and look at it, I have one catalog that I would be glad to send to someone, but the postage on sending a book that thick is going to be a lot. And that's the reason I said it's so much easier if you just look at the catalog online. Not only would that be good for you because you can blow it up and see the images better, you won't be cumbered with a catalog that's going to be outdated in 3 or 4 months. I think the new catalog comes out in June. and everybody always looks forward to that. But you know, the same thing goes, when the June one comes out, I can send you the link, and you can just go right in and have the new catalog right at your fingertips. Let's see, I think we're going to do this one right there. Yeah. And this is just one. And then we're going to put this one right here on the end. Right about there. Oh, I love that. Look how pretty that is. That turned out really, really pretty. And you can see the gold specks and the gold umbrella handle. I love that. I think it's turning out really, really pretty. Okay, get all of my mess over out of my way. And the only thing I want to do now is I do want to cut a piece of this, and we're going to use another piece to go over it, and we're going to put a sentiment on it. So let's see what we want to do. I am going to grab my ruler. I'm going to measure. I can use a piece about 2.5 by 1.5. So we're going to cut a piece off of here, 1.5 by 2.5. So let's go this way and do 1.5. That'll be right there. And then we're going to cut it this way at 2.5. Alright. Now I want to decorate this just a little bit. So to do that, I am going to grab a punch. And I think I'm going to do my angle punch. Let's see which one that is. That's my corner rounder. I rearranged my craft room and now I can't find anything. Do y'all ever do that? This is my scallop and my stub. And I think I'm going to do the scallop. So I'm going to put this in, hold it really tight, and do a punch, a punch, a punch, and a punch. That's pretty. So we got this nice little window up here that we're going to put a sentiment on, but we also need something to put in front of it. So I am thinking, what color would look really pretty on top of here? And I think a black piece of paper would be gorgeous. So let me look at my black. I still have a piece right here. But you know what? This would be another card base, so I'm not going to cut that. Let me grab a scrap. Everybody always has black scraps. So I'm going to come over to my scrap bin. And this is absolutely perfect. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece out of here that we can actually do our stamping on. And I'm going to look at the stamp set and decide what I want to say. And I love that Hello Sunshine. Is that not precious? So I think I'm going to do the Hello Sunshine. So let me grab that stamp. And I'm going to grab the tools that I need because we're going to do some heat embossing. So I'm going to do that and then we'll meet right back up and we'll clear some of this clutter off. Be right back. Okay, I am back, and as you see, I've gathered up some different supplies, kind of cleaned off my mess that I had made, and I have a small piece of black cardstock that we're going to actually emboss on, and that's what our sentiment's going to live on. I have this piece of the rainbow paper that I did the umbrella out of, and here's our little star of the show right here. And I want to cut a piece of this, and I did make a mark right here, and I'm going to cut a piece off because I want it to live with that under it, and it will kind of tie in the umbrella into the rest of the card. So let me grab my trimmer, and we're going to trim that out first. I have room here to put it. Okay, and there's my mark. I had to look for my mark because I forgot where I had actually marked it at. And I think right there's good. And I just want to slide that up and just get a small piece here that this would actually fit on. And I'm thinking probably something like that. So I'm going to put this in here and trim it off about 1/4 of an inch from this. So maybe about like that. And then what I want to do is I want to center this in and glue it down to this piece. And then I'm going to go back in with that scallop punch, and I'm going to punch the corners a bit, so it'll look cohesive. So let's do that. I'm going to grab my little angle punch or scallop punch. That's my scallop side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and punch this first, just so it matches. It doesn't have to match. You could put it on a square. Alright, so we got that done. I just thought it would look cute like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on the back of this and just glue it down to that piece. I love building pieces before I put them on my card. I think for me it just makes it easier for me to see exactly what I got, and then if I mess up, which you know we all do, I haven't ruined the whole card, I've just ruined the piece that I was working on. Okay, that looks good. Oops. I'm going to take my bone folder and just rub this out like this. Alright, I like the way that looks. So now the next thing I want to do is I am going to use my little powder tool, and I'm going to put down some powder on this black piece of cardstock. And see, I put down a good bit, but then I'm going to rub it. Just like that. So I loaded up my little sentiment, Hello Sunshine, and I'm going to use my Versamark ink. And this is a clear ink that is great for embossing. And then I'm going to stamp this right about here. And I'm going to press that because I want to make sure that ink gets transferred onto that paper really well. And that looks really good. So the other thing I thought would look so cute would be if we put some rain around it. And we've got these little raindrops. Let's see if we can make it work. If we can, we will, and if we can't, then it was a thought. These little raindrops are so cute. I don't know if we can put some raindrops. I don't think so. I think it's going to mess up our image, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to go with this. I'll just put that back on there for now. We'll use those raindrops another time. So I've got my coffee filter. Y'all know I love to use my coffee filter for my embossing powder. It just makes it easy for me to put it back into my jar. So I am going to go ahead and put a good amount, and then we'll tap it off. And then I want to do it again, just to make sure I got a good amount of embossing powder. That looks real good. So now I'm going to take this and just go ahead and pour it right back into my jar. See how nice and neat that was? I love doing it with the coffee filter. And it worked out fine because I think I told y'all this, but my husband went to the grocery store and bought coffee filters that did not fit our coffee maker. I told him, he's like, I guess I'll have to take them back. I said, oh no, just give them to me, I can use them. So it did work out good, it worked out fine for me. So I've got my heat tool right here, and I'm going to heat this up. I did heat it up a while ago, so it won't take quite as long. So I'm going to hold it down here so it doesn't deafen y'all while it's heating. And I'm going to give it 20 or 30 seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and bring it up to this. I am going to use my tweezers to hold this. See if I can get a hold of it. There we go. Alright, I think we're ready to go ahead and do this. So let me grab my heat tool so I can hold it. I'll bring this up so y'all can see it. And watch the magic. Isn't that gorgeous? I love to watch the embossing powder melt and see that image come to life. It makes me happy. What can I say? Okay, I'm trying to decide, do I want to cut this with the die machine or do I want to use a punch? Let's see which one I would like to do. This looks very interesting. I think this punch is going to give me exactly what I need because I don't need the other parts of this punch. I just need this right here, and I think that's going to look really super cute. Trying to make sure I get it even, top, bottom, and side. Right about there. That look good to y'all? I think it's good. So I'm going to punch it. And then we are going to pop this up so that it's kind of popped up a little bit. So we're going to get, I think this time instead of using the little top dots, I'm going to actually use a piece of my Scotch tape. So, scissors. And I think that's going to be too much, so let's cut it about to there. And this should fit back here. Like that. And then we're just going to press this down. And look at that dimension. Is that not beautiful? Now my question is, do I want to pop this up? And I think the answer to that is yes, I do. That will match with our flowers. It'll kind of give it the same dimension. And I just think it brings it to life. So I'm going to lay this down. And I'm going to use that piece right there. And I never ever waste my Scotch foam tape because it's so versatile, and the fact that you can cut it to what you need, just like this. We're going to cut this in two, and I'm going to put one piece right here. I'm going to put this piece here. We're going to need another piece for the middle and the other side. So I'm going to cut a bigger piece off, and then we're just going to cut this down. I'm going to stick this right here in the middle to right about there, and then I'm going to cut this in two, and we're going to use this. I want this piece to really stick. That's the reason I'm using more than I normally would. I don't want this piece to get knocked off. And that piece should fit right here. Sometimes it's like putting a little puzzle together. Yep, I'm going to cut that down a little bit more. Maybe this piece will fit there. Yep, that piece fit there perfect. So now, let's see. A little piece there. And you know, sometimes if you have to cut a little corner off. Hey, it all works. So just like that. And we can put this piece here. Yep, and it doesn't show. And the only piece that we wasted off of all of that was that one little corner. And that really wasn't much of a waste, was it? Alright, I'm going to get my little pokey tool and I'm going to start pulling up my backers. This can take a little time, but you know what? When I'm crafting, I am enjoying myself. So, and you know, when I'm crafting, I'm not thinking about all of the other things that's going on in the world. So I urge y'all to go in your craft room and pull out some of your stuff and just, you know, say, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this, this, and this, and I'm going to make a card. And that's pretty much what I did. I decided I wanted a black card base. I wanted some pretty shiny elements on it. And this is what I came up with. So y'all tell me what you think. I can't wait to read the comments. And I hope that y'all love this card as much as I did. Now we still need to do an inside, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. I am going to grab a piece of, I don't think I want to do the gold. I think I just want to put a nice piece of white in here. And I'll tell you why. I want to be able to do a sentiment. So let's cut a piece off of here. Y'all see how I made a mess again. You're not really crafting if you're not making a mess. Don't y'all agree? So I am going to pull my arm up and I am going to cut this down to 4. I think this is 4 1/4. Yep, and so we're going to cut this at 4. Make sure I got it in there at 4. And we're going to cut it down to 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 is right there. And now we are going to have a lovely piece to put in here. But you know what else I want to do? Since I've got this out and we've been using the scallop, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use the stub. And we're going to stub the edges of this piece. I think for just a little bit more interest. I like that. All right. So now we have this piece that's ready to adhere in here. But before we do, I want to go ahead and find the sentiment that I want to use. Life showers, rain or shine, you're always on my mind. I think that would be the sentiment that would be great for the inside of this card. And we're actually focusing on everything that we did came from this particular stamp set. The umbrella, well, I won't say everything because the umbrella and the flowers, the sentiment, hello sunshine, and I just kind of, and the sentiment that we're going to use on the inside. But I pulled all my inspiration from this. So the other things that I used, of course, was my little stub and scallop punch. I used that this fancy label, which was so cute. And let's see, we're going to get rain or shine, you're always on my mind. I love that. This is a great card just to let somebody know that you're thinking about them, that you care about them. And I love what it says. You know what would be really cute this time would be to do those raindrops. What do you think? I think that would be perfect. And we're going to leave a place in the middle, about like that. And you know how I'm going to do that? I'm going to cut a little square. This is how you can mask off an area that you don't want to get stamped. I'll move this over here out of the way. So I know that that needs to go right there. So what I'm going to do is put this on here, just like that, and I'm going to set it down. And I'm going to get some temporary adhesive. This is the Glue Dot brand, and it's a temporary. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to put a piece of the temporary on it. And I'm going to bring it and set it right there. And now I can use those, what did I do with my stamp set? Here we go. I get so excited sometimes I just completely lose my head. I don't know if y'all get that way with crafting, but I certainly do. I love it. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to put this on a stamp block like this. And I am going to get a nice blue. And I think I'm going to use the tumbled glass because that is a light blue that will give us just a little bit of a blue. I know acid rain usually isn't blue, but we're going to pretend in a perfect world that our rain is actually blue. Wouldn't that be nice? And I'm just going to start here. 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 And see, here we can stamp right on down across that piece of paper. So we're really not missing raindrops. We are putting our raindrops all over the card, but because I mask off that one little section, we can peel that up and we have the perfect place for our sentiment. Y'all know I wanted some raindrops on here. With the umbrella, it was just a necessity to have some raindrops. Alright, so now I am gonna lay my block over here because I'm gonna clean it. I want to put my cover back on my Distress Oxide ink, and I am going to take my rag, my little cleaning cloth, and I'm going to wipe this off. And then we're going to come back and we are going to peel this off. Look how easy that came off. That is a great way if you want to do a sentiment on something and you don't want to, you want to leave a space for it. And so now we can put this right here. Actually, you know what? I think I need a little bit more rain. And this is how you can tell. You can just put your stamp set there. And see, I need a little bit here and there. So I'm going to hit this just a little bit on that side, just to get a few of those little raindrops right up to it. Oops. And then a little bit over here. Get those raindrops right there. And I think that's going to be perfect. Alright. So I'm going to pull my raindrops off and lay them there, and I am going to line the stamp up. I want to show y'all a secret. Use your mat. I think I showed you this once before. But line your stamp set up on a line. And I'm using this bottom line right here. Let me bring y'all in a little closer so you can see. You see the bottom line of my mat? I'm using that. And oh my goodness, look how dirty that stamp block is. And then I'm going to use the line on my stamp block and make sure I line that right up to the bottom. Just like that. Now I should have a perfect position for the stamp. So let's try it and see. I haven't used this stamp before, so I am going to stamp it off on a... Oh, y'all look what I just did. I put my arm right in the ink. Okay. Let's put my ink up here so I can put my arm back in it. That stamped really good for the first stamping. I am so in love with the quality of all of the Stampin' Up! Products. So if you haven't tried Stampin' Up, I urge you to take the time to go over and look in the catalog, look at their products, find one thing that you like and just order it. I guarantee you you'll be hooked. Ah, look what I did. I wiggled it. Ah. Okay, we're going to turn that over and we're going to do this again. I am so sorry, y'all. I wiggled my stamp when I set it down. I need another stamp block. I need to pick up my raindrops. And let's try this again. And I'm stamping on and off the page, as you can see. I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm just going to stamp all the way down and we're going to put the image over top of it. I think it might work, and it might even be, I didn't even think about that when I was masking, but let's try it. You know, if it messes up, we'll cut another piece of white paper and we'll regroup. Alrighty, we got this stamped up again, so let's go ahead and move on. And I forgot I had y'all zoomed in so close. Let me clean this off. And let's zoom back out a little bit and get that in where you can see it. Y'all see my raindrops? So now let's try this and see if it's going to look good over top of the raindrops. So we're going to ink that up really good. Let me put this here for just a little bit of extra cushion. And I'm going to stamp it right about in the middle. Get my piece of paper nice and straight. That looks much better. So we were able to salvage that after all, and I always love it when I can salvage a piece of my card. Nobody will have to ever know except us that there was extra stamping on the back of this. So let's go ahead and use some art glitter glue, and we're going to put this down. About like that. I want to ask everybody a question. I don't know if y'all have been so self-conscious of touching your face since all of the stuff with the coronavirus has come out, or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. But I had become so self-conscious of touching my face, and I think before I just was never aware of how many times I took my hand to my nose or my eyes. And now I am so self-conscious of it because we're not supposed to do it. but it's still very hard. So when I'm at home, I just wash my hands a lot. Now, what do y'all think of this card? Is that not the cutest thing ever? I love the way this turned out. You've got room down here to sign, to write a note. If you wanted to, you could put another little piece over here. Don't y'all look at my nails, y'all. Look at this. I have cleaned so much and scrubbed down things so much that I have actually wore my fingers. I wore the polish right off my fingers. And I just did these Monday or Tuesday. Crazy. But anyway, this is our card. I hope that y'all have enjoyed the process of watching my thought process and putting this together, because I wasn't sure where I was going when I started, but I do like where it went. I love the gold and the black, and I love that little rainbow aspect to it. And then inside we've got the beauty of the raindrops and letting someone know that you're thinking of them. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I hope that you'll give it a try. You might not have these exact elements, but if you do want to pick up any of these items that I used, anything that was Stampin' Up will be listed in my Stampin' Up site. I will also link the catalog so that you can just click on it and download it directly to your computer, laptop, or tablet. I'm sorry, let me regroup that. Your computer, your tablet, or your phone. So it's so easy to browse it that way, and you can actually get a feel. You can read about what you want. You can write down the numbers you want, make yourself a wish list, all kinds of things. But I just want to say that I love each and every one of you. I thank you so much for always being my support. And also, don't forget to go over and check out my tremendous sale that I'm having at randomactsofcrafting.com. I am running a sale right now that exceeds anybody's sale that I've seen out there, and it's 25% off of your entire purchase. So I call it my Stock Your Stash sale, because I figure we might be in for a while, and I don't think that people are going to be going out to craft stores to shop for stuff. So it's a perfect opportunity to go and click. And I also have 2 new dies in my store, and those are my little gnome dies. Let's see, I think I have them both right here. Let me show them to you. This is called the Garden Fairy. I think Fairy Garden. This is the Fairy Garden. And look how cute these mushrooms are. Your little gnome house, which looks like a mushroom. I thought they were super cute. And also this one right here that is called the Nesting Book Page. And can you see these made for inside of a card? They are super cute. You can make pages inside of a card. These would be great for a mini album, and it cuts the page for you, so there's no thought. These are regular $12.99, but they're on sale right now, 25% off. So go grab them. I'm sure that you will enjoy both of those. And there's some other stuff out there. I believe I still have one of the trees. And I also have this die, which is just it's called a Bluebell Bloom, and it is gorgeous. And it's the same as this, where you've got the dots where you can put the color of your Nuvo drops or stickles or whatever you want to use. And it's a good sized die. You can see on the back, it's like your hand. And the same way with the tree die is the same way. So you might want to go and check those out if you are into collecting dies like I am. That's a wonderful time to do that. I've got some beautiful paper packs over there, and some other embellishments and things, some Nuvo drops. So go check it out. And don't forget, if you are looking to stock up on your Nuvo pens, they're regular $5.99, but you can get them now for like $4.49. So that is a good savings on a pack of the Nuvo markers. So go shop. I love you guys so much. Thank you once again for tuning in. As far as the sale that's going on Stampin' Up, it's only through the 31st of this month, so you only have a few more days to go and take advantage of that. My store sale will run through April 1st. Everything with Stampin' Up! Will change after April 1st. So, or on April 1st. So you have until December the 31st for the Stampin' Up! Promos and everything. Anyway, God bless you. As I always say in closing, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise, our admiration, and our life. So live your life for Him. Be a blessing to someone else. Right now, in this time of distancing ourselves from people, we can still pick up the phone. We can call someone and tell them that we're thinking about them, we love them. Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do for you? You know, if you got to run to the store and pick up your groceries, pick theirs up. You know, it's not going to take that much more of your time. I'm actually using the Walmart pickup service, and I've got to go pick my order up this afternoon. The good thing is I don't have to get out of my car. I don't have to be around anybody. They're going to bring it out, put it in my trunk, and I'll be on my way. So, and you can do the same thing for a neighbor or a friend or somebody that maybe their immune system is compromised and they can't go. We're living in a time right now where we need to bind together with one another. We need to show love to one another. It's time for all the hatred and the ugliness to cease. We're all in this together, y'all. So pray for our earth. Pray for our world. Pray for our United States of America. Pray for your state. Pray for your county, your city, your neighborhood. And pray mostly for your neighbors on each side of you and across the street from you and behind you. We all need prayer, and we can do that. We can pray for one another. So until we craft again, God bless you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I am praying for all of you every day. I love you very much. Bye-bye.